let's talk about noise. Noise is something that I guess the last century people have been trying to eradicate from their recordings. And then this century it's kind of creeped back in. Not in the true sense, I guess the technical sense of the word noise would be something that you don't want in a recording. Anything you don't want in a recording is noise, just like a weed is defined as anything you don't want growing in your garden. But yeah, we're talking about noise to add colour. And if there's a relationship between the noise and the music, a melodic or a rhythmic relationship, it certainly can add colour. And there's different ways to do this on here. So we can we can build this from scratch, but if I'll just draw your attention, if you're interested in this stuff, is in here in the sound design tutorial, we've got FM noise, subtractive noise, and shape noise. So the subtractive noise is a white noise generator, and that'll just pull noise up across the frequency spectrum. Sounds like there might be a volume envelope on that as well, but probably just a default one. So that's noise unshaped, but we can shape it. And so if we go to the next one, I guess that's been shaped to an extreme extent with envelope and filter, and that's creating a percussion sound. Another example of that is, I'll just go to raindrops. I'll speed dial that, 7.7, raindrops. That's using the white noise generator, and then it's shaping it. So we'll go back to looking at just the white noise. I'll cut everything, and then I'm going to add a partial. That's going to start off as the default additive. Change it to a subtractive one, and we go right, or we can press that and we select. We're going to do stereo noise. So it's just a different white noise in each ear instead of the same one in the same ear. That's the difference between stereo and mono. And you can kind of see from the waveform that it's totally all over the place. It's totally noise. So we can shape it from the filter here. There's a simple roller filter, and I can go high pass, or I can go low pass. But I'm going to go back to default, and I'm going to create this on this filter, which just gives us more options. So we'll do a band pass on this one, so we're getting rid of all the hissy stuff, and we're getting rid of some of that low noise. So perfect. And we'll do some keyboard tracking, and I'll just put the default on. So we've got, as I go up the keyboard, the noise is gonna follow me. Now that doesn't really sound very musical yet, but if we add a little bit of resonance, it will start to sound more musical. It's really emphasize. It's not quite a wind instrument, but you get the idea. So now we have noise quite quickly. We have noise in terms that we're using it, and it's related to the key we're pressing. So we could see, how does that work to sort of dirty up, if you like, another sound that's really too clean. So what we'll do is we'll try a few of these sounds and see what one might work well with it. What we're going to want to do is pull down the noise. Let's see. Here we'll try a different we'll blend it with a different preset. Different type of thing, solo horn maybe. Doesn't work as well as that with that one, I wouldn't say, but There's something clean like the whistle, and there's the noise kicking in. That's going to take too long, isn't it? I quite like that. So we'll go back to our noise and we'll start to shape the envelope. Basic, the most basic, I guess, noise shapes. Now where we were before, you saw that there was something called FM noise. Now this, we're gonna solo it. Sounds pretty similar. Rather than being created randomly, this one's actually created by adding an extreme amount of FM. So just one partial. These are the waveforms, and then we can see our levels of FM. So 100%. Now if I took that off, it's got a wobbly sound there. Adding all of these side bands turns that sound into a noisy one, and you can kind of dial it up or down. So there's another noise generator inside here, and that's a good place to start, and then you can shape the envelopes and shape it, and it's a slightly different character of noise. And then I guess the third one is using noisy samples. So if we go into back to Regen Warehouse, click samples, we've got the needle drop, which is quite a noisy one, for example. But the kind of noise that it is recognizable at that point as being kind of needle on a vinyl. There's other ones in here as well. Static Storm is same sort of noisy stuff. So a good example of using maybe a sample of a particular character of noise. Leith has used that in one of his demos. So I'm just gonna start from blank, and then I didn't really need to do that because I'm going to pull up one of his sessions. So if we go to Leith's Worn Jacket one, and then I press Timbres, and then I press Sessions, and I go Engage the Shades, bump, pull that one up. So number 3 is the one I'm referring to, which is Roads with Vinyl. So if we go to 3, I'm just going to solo it, and we'll just get it to listen to all. I think it blends really well, that kind of sampled, like road sample with the static. There's I think it works especially well on the lower ones. What Leith did with this one as well is controllable on the mod wheel, so you can start to play it with the noise up, and then you can kind of bring the noise down. So hopefully that's given you some ideas of where to explore if you want to make your sounds more colourful and have a bit of the good noise.